Good morning from Cape Town. It's Lion's Head in the background. Ocean over there. Still a little bit sick, so apologies to anybody if I sniffle a few times. I heard somebody complain on one of my videos. But use it as an opportunity to fill into your reactivity. What does it trigger when I go like that? Why does it make you uncomfortable? Yeah, I'm not joking. Do it. I guess what I wanted to talk about today is, why do you feel so exhausted all the time, right? I think a lot of people struggle with this, specifically people that watch my content, but even just the average human being that I interact with nowadays. It's quite a common occurrence. And my perspective is to look at, what are you doing that you don't want to be doing? Like, honestly. Or what is like sucking you in, but it doesn't feel like it's deep down, that's something that is draining your energy, right? And then look for things that give you energy. So this is maybe a different perspective, but I think people nowadays spend so much time doing what they believe they should be doing, trying to fit in, trying to live a successful human life. Fuck that. Like, honestly, there's no such thing as the way you should live. Just find out, right? Do things. And that's where you get energy from, is this kind of spontaneous nature. Stop living out of safety. Sure, like, there's a balance to this, right? If you feel completely overwhelmed, then look at areas of your life that are, I don't know, too draining, right? So, like, for example, at the end of my travels, I could feel just like this constantly being in places that I didn't know, constantly moving around. I was really keen to come back to South Africa, and I feel a lot more comfortable here. So, make changes, right? Take action. Give yourself space to rest when you need to rest, right? This is what I did at the end of my travels. I was sick, and there was no need to keep up, like, I have to do this, I have to do that. It's just like, okay, if there's periods where you need rest, let things come back into balance. But it's both perspectives, right? You also need to just start to do things that you want to do, right? If you're sick of your life, I went through a phase recently where it was like a lot of heavy stuff, and I was just honestly like, I'm not enjoying any of this. And it was because I was just kind of living too much in other people's worlds. Basically, I saw something really helpful online. Somebody was like, specifically people that struggle with like suicidal thoughts or something, like, if you're considering you don't want to live this life, then just honestly, like, fuck around, if that makes sense. If you think about it, like, it's not so serious, right? Just do things and allow yourself to experience what you want to experience, if that makes sense. Sure, it can feel like there's limitations on from external circumstances, but like, the perspective that I speak from is you embrace that and you look at what you can do, right? It's so addictive to constantly put the blame elsewhere, that I can't do anything because of this. You can always find reasons for that, endlessly, right? If that's the mental pathways you find yourself in, at some point you just got to stop grabbing onto those thought patterns, right? If I'm saying this, like, honestly, if your life feels like shit, then ask yourself, what is something I really want to do that I'm afraid to do because it's not going to fit in? And then be like, who gives a shit? Like, if you're not going to want to live this life anymore, then may as well just go and fuck around, because that's what it is, right? It's not this, like, something you have to get right. That's the key. It's like, experiment, explore, live in excitement, and there can be challenges along the way, right? But this is the orientation that I am suggesting, is orient towards what do you want to do, but you're afraid of being judged. You're just forget about fitting in, forget about whatever. Nobody, like, what does it matter what everybody else is doing with their lives if everybody is thinking the same thing, right? It's just like this collective agreement that this is what this life is, but it's shit, the collective agreement. I'm tearing up the agreement, man. Do it. It's not a contract you're bound into, but it comes with diving into the unknown, right? You go off the map. You trust yourself. You're not trying to say what is everybody else doing. Trust yourself. What do you want to do? And do it. And don't be too hard on yourself as well, right? It's okay. You're not perfect, but forget about being perfect. Honestly, do something you're afraid to do, but you're excited to do. I don't know. Quit your job. People are addicted to safety and certainty. Maybe you don't have to quit your job. I don't know. Like, honestly, don't quit your job and then blame me. What did I saw something on the other line? I'm like, if this advice messes up your life, I take no responsibility for it. So I'm just sharing from my own experience. And it was like, there's certain periods of my life where I felt like this is not the life I want to be living. So then I was like, okay, I'll do whatever it takes so that I don't have to do shit like that again. It's like a good learning experience in the sense that, now I know, how do I know what my energy is good, like what I want to do with my energy if I don't realize the things that I don't want to do, right? So if I've worked certain jobs and I've done certain things and I'm like, cool, that served its purpose at the time, but now I'm extra motivated to find another way. And the more you kind of dive into the unknown, the more you pioneer your own way, like really pioneer your own way. Start doing something. Just start. I don't know what it is you want to do. Make YouTube videos, make your art, everybody has their skill sets, right? And if you do like conventional shit, then do conventional shit. That's the thing. It's like, do what you want to do. But you have to start to kind of feel into that for yourself as towards, what do I want to do? Not with all my conditioning, right? Because that's what drains you. Yeah, it's not worth. I mean, you're way more powerful than you realize. You can do so much more. So stop wasting your life on other people's expectations, right? This is not to put pressure on you, but fuck it, just break out of that, man. It's challenging, so you don't have to do it all at once, but just take steps, right? I mean, often I just seem like an average guy to most other people, but I just do not get sucked into the whole, what's like safety, certainty, blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's just suffocating. So yeah, I would, you can just ask in yourself. This is what I do, is like, are you doing something out of fear, or like, yeah, or are you doing just something spontaneously, I don't know if that helps. But yeah, do your shit, man. And you'll see, you'll start to get more energy, right? Just really start to fill up your life with things that you actually enjoy, paths that you want to pursue, things that excite you. This is key. What are your passions, right? Right now, I'm enjoying reading a lot about astrology. That's fun. I like going for walks in nature. I like making YouTube videos. I like swimming in the ocean. And I figure a way to make it work. Because when you trust life and you don't have expectations, but you're open to how are things unfolding, then things sort themselves out, but you got to be willing to live in that unknown, right? I don't know what's going to happen next. That's the key. People are afraid of that, so you'll kind of, and fine if that's like, I know family and friends and whatever that live that kind of a life, and that's their choice, and there's no judgment towards them for that. But it's just like, I can't do that. And when I try to do that, I can just feel my body says nope. So that's the thing, is your body saying no. Yeah. Alrighty, that's all for today. Here's a last view. This is such a nice spot, the ocean here. Wow. So nice.